I have waited weeks to do this video. I've had thousands of comments asking me to do this.
Do it! Do it!
I was just waiting for this man to get his views before I react to his stuff.
Who the f is that guy? Who the f is that?
But I'm excited for this one because I've been told he goes off on Europeans, and the further the video goes on, the more he just roasts the life out of British people, out of Europeans, everybody. And I'm ready for it. So here it is, quite possibly the best historian on the internet, single-handedly roasting an entire continent.
And here we go.
I'm just going to come out and say it. The Europeans are apparently making window cheese, and you're going to have to stick around if you want to know what that means.
What? We're doing what? Window cheese? Hey man, we've already got a reputation for having bad teeth, man. Please don't let this be our thing. I don't want like bad teeth and window cheese to be like, no. I am not making window cheese. I don't even know what that... All right, let's get this out of the way straight away. Like, I can almost guarantee you that whoever did the window cheese thing has got blue hair and a nose ring or similar kind of viewpoints. Take from that what you will. But I can promise you, okay, which is the weirdest promise that I've ever had to make in my life. I've never made window cheese before, all right? I have never made window cheese.
Today we're talking about the most important invention of the 20th century, air conditioning. Okay, I know what you're thinking. That's a pretty big claim. We came up with a lot of important stuff in the 20th century. That is true. However, air conditioning is the most important one. I'm going to prove it, and then I'm going to relentlessly talk smack about Europeans the entire time, right after word from our sponsor.
So he's going to relentlessly talk smack about Europeans. Same, bro. This is what I do on a regular basis. Only I do it about the governments, and I do it about some of the people. Okay, a lot of the people. But as always, we're going to leave this man's advert in here because this is his video. He works hard for it. Please go and support him. Download this thing. Do what you got to do. Check out his channel if you don't already know him. This guy is absolutely amazing at what he does. And sign up for his stuff. Support him, man. Thank you.
Or damage the morale of your country. Unpopular opinion, they should probably update it so it increases the morale of the American military if they get caught, because their unofficial motto is, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I mean, it's never a war crime the first time.
He always says that. It's never a war crime the first time, but like, it makes sense.
And it's free, so if you want to check it out, I'm gonna have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, why are we even talking about air conditioning right now, okay? If you're not chronically on the internet like myself, A, good for you, but B, let me fill you in real quick. Every June or July, there's a magical time of year where the British experience a heat wave. There's newspaper articles, there's British and European people getting on the internet talking shit about how the Americans just don't understand a British heat wave. We couldn't possibly survive, yada, yada, yada.
I have to admit, the people that say that are just the dumbasses that are either uneducated or never left the country.
So then I get on there, I'm competitive, they're talking smack. It's like, okay, I mean, how hot is it over there? Never been there. Maybe it is super hot. I have no idea. So then you look into it and all the headlines are like, the British heat wave has reached over 30 degrees Celsius for the 5th day in a row.
All right, stop laughing. I know you're laughing behind your computer right now or looking at your phone and you're seeing that 30 degrees Celsius and you're laughing at us, right? But that's hot for us, okay? Like literally the heat wave he's talking about, right? We had the most ambulance call outs ever recorded, right? Does this body look like something that's capable of like experiencing that kind of heat? We've never experienced the heat that you're talking about. We're acclimatized to this miserable weather. 30 degrees for 13 days in a row. Our schools close down, the shops close, we get a hosepipe ban, the list goes on. We get told to stay in the house and we got no air conditioning as well. It's 13 days of nothing but an entire country complaining, moaning and bitching. I swore and I apologize.
Yeah, all you have to do to convert is times 2, add 32, and join the rest of the human race.
Okay, my country's flag is on the moon. I have no idea what 30 degrees Celsius is, so then you gotta get on Google again, you gotta ask it what 30 degrees Celsius is, converted into Fahrenheit, the superior way of measuring temperature. It's like 86 degrees, and these people are acting like they're melting.
Hey bro, you can't start an argument with my country's flag's on the moon. That's cheating, bro. That's cheating. I'm English, okay? England, like Britain invaded 90% of the world, all right? And then you just beat it with one sentence. My country's flag's on the moon. Like, come on, man. You can't throw that at the beginning of an argument because you know we've already lost the rest of the argument. Man.
Actually, Celsius is better because it's a metric system. You know, that measurement system the entire world uses except for you guys. It's obviously the best. No, it isn't. It doesn't even make sense, okay? Fahrenheit is the easiest concept on the planet. 0 is cold, 100 is hot, based on the human experience. The end. Celsius, on the other hand, is based on the freezing and boiling point of water, which doesn't even make sense because the freezing and boiling point of water isn't a constant. It depends on like 20 other variables, including altitude. Okay, when somebody asks you, how hot is it outside? Nobody's asking you, how does a glass of water at sea level feel about the temperature outside? No, I'm asking you, are my balls gonna be sweaty if I go outside? Do I need to wear shorts? Do I need to bring baby powder? Is monkey butt a potential hazard? These are the questions I wanna know. I don't give a fuck how water feels about it.
Okay, so that's actually the best argument I've ever heard against Fahrenheit and Celsius. I did not know that Fahrenheit was based upon the human experience. Also, another side question. What's monkey butt? Hey, I'm getting too hot here, right? So I'm taking this off because I feel like I'm already getting roasted already and he's only just getting beginning. So you know what? It's coming off. Like, I can't get roasted this much, bro. Let's do this. Seriously though, what is monkey butt?
Oh gosh, it's just too much.
I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Anyways, this happens every year. The Europeans get on the internet, they complain about a heat wave, 86 degrees, they pretend like they're melting, they say the Americans don't understand, we couldn't possibly survive a British heat wave, yada, yada, yada. Well, this year, something amazing happened. The FIFA World Cup is in America, so a bunch of Europeans came to America and they got to experience American heat, and it became overwhelmingly obvious to them they are, in fact, just being giant pansy asses about the entire situation. At which point, the Europeans realized that they were wrong, they admitted defeat, and we all moved on. I'm just kidding. The Europeans pivoted, they moved the goalposts, and then the entire conversation became about air conditioning.
To be fair, I've been saying for years that we need air conditioning, and the only people that's stopping us right now is far left. And because I want air conditioning, I'm classed as something on the other side, shall we say.
Okay, I had no idea because I'm an American, and to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about European politics, but apparently the British and the French are like morally and mentally just adamantly opposed to air conditioning.
Government, not the people, the government. I just want to make that point clear. We are not opposed to air conditioning, okay? It's the government that puts those restrictions on us.
To the point that it is literally a humongous political debate over there right now. And the right wing and the left wing over in France is literally divided on air conditioning. Air conditioning in France is right-wing technology.
He's not wrong. Like, anything that goes against their climate change policies, like, is classed as right wing, even if you only disagree with them a tiny little bit. What, just because I want my family to be comfortable and safe, apparently I'm right wing? No, shouldn't everybody want their family to be comfortable and safe? What's that got to do with politics anyway?
I'm not exaggerating. And me, with how my brain works, now I have to know the history of air conditioning. So, from the top. The first modern air conditioner was invented in 1902 by an engineer by the name of Willis Carrier, and Willis Carrier was hired by a publishing company to come in and solve a problem. The problem this publishing company had was that when they were trying to print things in summer, the heat and humidity was causing fluctuations in the paper and the printing process, giving them an inconsistent product that they weren't happy with. So he gets hired to come in and figure out a way to make their product more consistent while they're printing in summer. And his first option is, obviously, I'm just going to change the environment. I'm going to make it a constant. I'm going to get rid of the heat and the humidity so it's no longer a factor. Then we can tune the machines once and we can print away because it's always going to be the same temp and the same humidity in the factory.
Now this bit is fantastic because Willis was trying to solve a very particular problem and he ended up helping transform human civilization. I think that's the way many of the best inventions actually went. But now we've got a problem because I just having a bathroom break. While I was in the bathroom, I googled to try and find out what monkey butt is. Let's just say the best search results did not come up. Now I gotta somehow explain to my girlfriend why that's on my phone. Oh, that's gonna be a tough one to explain.
Okay, pause. I need you to understand, as a person in 2026 that's grown up with like modern technology, this sounds obvious, like duh, just do that. But at the time in 1902, homeboy literally came out of left field and is like, clearly, I just have to change the rules of physics. I have to change the entire world around me so this works. I'm literally gonna attempt to domesticate the fucking wind so I can print books. Okay, you understand how insane that is? That would be if like the Wright brothers, when they were trying to design an airplane, were like, fucking, we'll just turn off gravity. Duh.
It's science.
But somehow, this guy manages to do it, fixes the printing problem, sees the potential, patents the idea, patents the phrase air conditioning, and then he goes and creates the Carrier Air Conditioning Company, which is still around today, has like over 50,000 employees, and is worth over $20 billion.
Ooh.
So air conditioning is like primarily used in these factory type settings. In 1914, there are some people starting to get air conditioners in their homes, but it's extremely rare. By the early 1930s, they are starting to have like commercial air conditioning units that you can put in a home, but they cost like $10,000, which in 1932, convert that to today's money, it's almost like $250,000 for a window air conditioning unit. But people were willing to pay it because if you got the money, not having ball sweat is priceless.
Hell yeah.
Oddly enough, you can make the argument that air conditioning is actually responsible for movies, TV, and Hollywood as a whole. Because outside of manufacturing, one of the first industries to adopt air conditioning is movie theaters, which makes so much sense because I cannot tell you how many times I've been shown like, oh, this is a silent film from 19 whatever the fuck, and oh, it was so funny at the time, blah, 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 blah. Nobody was going to movie theaters in the 1920s, the 1930s, the 1940s because they enjoyed watching silent films. They were going because that was the only place they could go to get air conditioning and get out of the heat for 2 hours.
I did not know that, and it completely makes sense. Grandma's sitting there like, wasn't that a wonderful motion picture? Granddad's like, I couldn't care less, Margaret. It was 22 degrees in there. I just you watch the movie. He's making a much stronger argument here than I expected. Air conditioning isn't just a luxury that makes Americans comfortable. It altered where and when people work, and that in itself is a much bigger claim. That in turn must have added such a value to a production company. So in a roundabout way, it revolutionized the Industrial Revolution. That makes sense in my head.
You can actually go back and read accounts from people at the time where they're like, yeah, no, we don't go to the movie theater because we give a shit about the movie. We just go so we can go there to cool off. So in a way, it's pretty likely, or at least you could argue that if it wasn't for air conditioning, the film industry as we know it today might not exist. Regardless, movie theaters were a lot of people's first encounter with air conditioning, and once they saw it, they're like, holy shit, this is awesome. I want to get it inside my house. But from here, the cost of air conditioners actually plummets because it's something that everybody can use and everybody wants. It's just like TVs. When I was a kid growing up, a flat screen TV was like $12,000. It was some absurd amount of money. And today I can go to Walmart and buy a 70-inch flat screen TV that's better than those TVs when I was growing up for like $400.
Wait, hold up. This is nothing to do with air conditioning, but you can buy a 70-inch flat screen TV for $400. What's that in England? Like 320 £20? How? Why is yours so cheap? That is like £2,000 in England for a 70-inch TV. First of all, I don't think I've got a wall in my house big enough to fit that. But for that price, why is it so much cheaper over there?
So air conditioning got incredibly cheap, incredibly fast when you compare it to pretty much anything else. And by the 1950s, they were starting to have literal experiments that they would call air-conditioned villages. Basically, they were new housing developments where all these new homes had air conditioning in them, and they actually had psychologists and scientists go in, and the families that bought these homes volunteered to be studied for over a year to see the impacts of living in an air-conditioned climate in your home and how it would affect you. People had no idea what would happen. Would they go crazy? Would they not be able to handle going outside anymore? These were all huge unknowns at the time. And you want to know what the psychologists and the scientists concluded about living in air conditioning?
Okay, so we're going to take a guess at what the psychologist said, right? As a person with multiple jobs, I can guess that they come home to a more relaxed atmosphere, their sleep improved, their attitude improved, and overall general well-being in the household improved massively. You put that same air conditioning in the workplace, and I can guarantee you that productivity improves immensely.
It's pretty fucking awesome, okay? They found out that everybody slept better, and they also found out that the housewives were reporting back to the psychologists that their husbands, and I quote, had a better disposition, aka their husbands weren't as fucking grumpy all the time. You can literally go back and read the articles. We'll read one right now. Headline, air conditioning helps with disposition. Women living in air-conditioned homes in Austin, Texas, the air-conditioned village, startled a team of psychologists and researchers by asserting their husbands' dispositions had somehow miraculously improved under the influence of air conditioning. Okay, when you're not hot, you're not grumpy. Fucking shocking, I know. Oddly enough, statistical data collected by these researchers indicated that indoor conditions within these homes could be conducive to support this opinion of these air-conditioned housewives.
Right, so if we vaguely read between the lines here, I get more action if I've got air conditioning.
Hello.
Hi, Bibs. We're 100% getting air conditioning.
Okay. Yes, I'd like that.
Yeah, cool.
Great.
I would like
Why
air
do
conditioning.
you want it?
Never mind about why I want it, right? It's just trust me, we're getting air conditioning, all right? It'll keep you cool. It'll put you in a good mood, like, because you get better sleep and everything. I want it for a different reason, but the reasons match. We're getting air conditioning, okay?
Okay.
All right, love you.
I'll ask no questions. All right, love you.
Thanks, love you, bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Reading newspapers from the 50s is crazy because it's just like, well, the housewives are saying their husbands are in the better mood, but them bitches are crazy. We can't trust them. We need empirical data to prove their opinion might be correct.
Beautiful. I know.
But even more strongly indicated is the likely possibility that the women themselves, as a result of enjoying the comforts of air conditioning, were able to look upon their spouses with a little more than usual benevolence.
Haha, I'm getting it.
Okay, translation, mom and dad are both in a better mood because nobody's sweating their ass off all day. Obviously.
That's right.
Okay, just so we're all on the same page, if you're not picking up on a put down so far, air conditioning might be responsible for the entire film industry, TV as we know it today. It helps keep families together, and that's just scratching the surface on why it's the most important invention of the 20th century. Just to prove my point, let's have a thought exercise. I asked Google, completely blind. I had some guesses because I know a little bit about history, but I just went in blind and asked Google, what are the most important inventions of the 20th century? Let's see what they came up with. So coming in at number 1, we have the transistor, obviously extremely important, but the mass manufacturing of transistors isn't possible without air conditioning because in order to manufacture a transistor, you need purified air, humidity control, and temperature control, all of which are provided by air conditioning. So no air conditioning, no mass manufacturing of transistors. One more point. Coming in at number 2, the internet, okay? Internet also can't exist without AC because the internet is run off of a bunch of server farms, which also need to be in a climate-controlled environment. You ever been inside of a server room? Pretty cold,
My guy.
pretty purified air. Can't have it without air conditioning. Coming in at number 3, penicillin. Obviously, incredibly important. The world's first antibiotic saved tens, if not hundreds of millions of lives since it was invented. And you know what? Would it exist without air conditioning? Almost certainly. However, would you be able to mass manufacture it to the degree that we do today as safely as we do without air conditioning? Absolutely not. Number 4, mass production of automobiles. Could that exist without air conditioning? Yes, it could. However, if you look at where most cars are manufactured, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Mexico, none of those places would be able to crank out cars to the degree that they do without air conditioning because you would have workers dropping out from heat stroke. In fact, most of the major cities in America that are in a hotter climate, like, I don't know, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, Orlando, Atlanta, all of which would probably exist to some degree if it wasn't for air conditioning, but air conditioning allowed them to grow into major metropolitan areas. It's literally a saying, air conditioning made Phoenix possible. And last but not least, the airplane. Now, would the Wright brothers have strapped some wings to a bicycle, drove it off a cliff, and figured out how to fly? Absolutely. Is commercial flight without air conditioning as we know it today possible? Absolutely not. The inside of that cabin on that plane would be 400 degrees if it wasn't for air conditioning. So yes, air conditioning is the most important invention of the 20th century.
Okay, so he's deliberately very absolute here, but underneath the comedy is onto something much more important. He's not saying that these things couldn't exist. He's literally saying they could not have advanced to the stage that they are now without the air conditioning. So, hey, respect for that. The man's right.
Which raises a question, why the fuck don't the Europeans just use it?
Because if we say we want it, then we're a far-right extremist and we don't care about the world at all, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They call you this while typing on their smartphones. A key component of that smartphone is cobalt. Over 70% of the world's supply comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa, which relies heavily on child labour and slave labour. But yeah, let's make sure someone on a low income in the UK doesn't cool down a little bit. There's much bigger fights out there. Why are you worried about someone who's trying to do right by their family? Isn't that what everyone's supposed to do? I don't even have the freedom to control the air in my own house. So from now on, I'll only be taking insults via pigeon, and you better make sure that that pigeon is well fed and well looked after, otherwise I'm reporting you to the RSPCA.
Right. What did he say?
Said how's his head, huh? He only chopped him down because he couldn't see the view no more. What's he on about?
You couldn't see it.
And the answers to that question might be the most infuriating answers to a question I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Here we go.
Answer number 1. Europeans don't need air conditioning because the climate isn't as hot as America. Now, setting aside the fact that that proves the initial point that America is hotter and we could survive a British heat wave, we'll just set that off to the side real quick. The Europeans say shit like, well, we wouldn't run them that often and we would only need them for like 1 month a year. Cool. Do you know how much shit I own that I don't need very often? I've had a spare tire in every car I've ever owned my entire life. I've never had to use it. I've still fucking got it just in case. If there was something that I only needed to use 30 days a year to make sure my balls weren't hot while I was trying to sleep, you best believe I'm gonna fucking own it.
We don't say this. These opinions are forced upon us. I agree with you.
Oh, well, Europeans are tougher than you Americans. We'll just grit our teeth and bear it. Are you? Are you really? Because last I checked, 175,000 fucking people died from heat stroke because you're too fucking stupid to buy an air conditioner.
Okay, he is kicking off right now. I just want to repeat myself. I agree. It's so stupid.
Do you understand how insane that is? If there was any other event on the planet that killed 175,000 people, there would be memorials and statues commemorating what a tragedy this was. But because it's just you guys being like, well, the Americans invented a machine that can domesticate wind, but...
Not you guys. It's the government and the people that watch the BBC News.
We don't want to admit they're right, so we would rather let all our young and elderly die of heat stroke than give them the W. What are you doing? Okay, which leads right into the next argument, the most infuriating one because I used to build shit for a living. Americans don't understand because our homes are actually built to retain heat, so an air conditioner wouldn't work as well for us. Motherfucker, that's just insulation.
Okay, so he's absolutely lost it at this point, and I understand, but anybody who says that about insulation clearly has no education and does not speak for the rest of us.
That's how insulation works, okay? Do you have a thermos? If you put hot tea or whatever stupid shit you guys drink in a thermos, you know how it stays hot? Now dump it out and put fucking ice water in it. The ice water stays cold, okay? Your house isn't specifically designed to be hot inside. It's designed to have a controlled temperature regardless of what's going on outside. So if you buy an air conditioner and you cool off the house, it stays fucking cool.
Okay, so Mad Nick is absolutely based. Can we borrow him for a couple of years? Please. Like, I'll give him back. We just want him to come over and sort out the country.
Well, air conditioning's really expensive. No, it isn't. You can buy a window unit for $169 to cool off the room that you sleep in or your living room or whatever, okay? The average minimum wage of Europe is $8.33 American. That's 20 hours of the most unskilled labor that you have available in exchange for a magic box that domesticates the fucking wind so you don't have to sweat your balls off.
Okay, so this is the only one I'm going to disagree on him with. Like, I've sat in voice chats with Americans and shared my screen, showed them my Amazon, and we cannot purchase the same type of air conditioning that you guys do. I get like a fan that you have to pour cold water in, and it's just a fan with cold water soaking up through a sponge. That's it. It's not like the proper air conditioning that you guys have. I simply cannot get it. I've tried. You have to go to like some sort of industrial thing for businesses just to get the right sort of air conditioning, what you're talking about. Plus, we have to like apply to like whoever owns our house, because I live in a housing association thing, which is government owned. And then you have to get like planning permission and all sorts. There's far too many hurdles you have to jump through just to be able to have proper air conditioning in your house. That's why it's simply not available for people on a lower income.
Okay, that is a modern miracle, and you're saying that that's too expensive? I would pay an outrageous amount of money to see a British person go back in time and talk to one of their ancestors, some medieval peasant picking turnips outside of a castle, and explain to them that in the future, there's a magical box that can make the house cold when it's hot outside. And in exchange for that, all they had to do was work 20 hours and they could cool off their house for years upon years to come, and then explain to them with deadpan stare, but I don't do it because it's expensive.
Are you pulling my leg?
Motherfucker, it's literally magic to these people. You have the opportunity to buy climate-changing magic for 20 hours of your time, and you're just like, nah, I'd rather let grandma and grandpa die from heat stroke. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm slowly coming around to the idea that this is actually a conspiracy by the European governments to slowly kill off old people so they don't break their universal healthcare system. There's no other logical explanation for why you would be anti-air conditioning.
Now you're getting closer to the truth, but we're not allowed to talk about that.
And apparently one of the big talking points is, oh, well, air conditioning is actually bad for climate change, so it's only making the problem worse. And then the climate activists get on CNN or the BBC or whatever, and they're giving interviews offering alternatives to air conditioning that you could do. I'm I'm going to show
Here
you
we
because if
go.
I didn't show you the interview, you wouldn't believe me. Their solutions get progressively worse, but we're going to go ahead and start off with their best solution. Solution number one.
If it gets really hot, I sleep under a wet sheet. That's my other technique.
Of course, it's the BBC.
How about no?
With a big bucket of water under the desk with my feet in the bucket of water.
Of course, that was on the BBC.
Option number two, soak your feet in a bucket of water while you're sitting at home all day long. Also, no. B, I know your house fucking stinks. It smells like wet feet and BO because you're not wearing deodorant and you don't have air conditioning, and I know you're sitting in the house sweating your ass off 24/7.
He is not happy today. He is not happy at all. He's had enough. Hey. Welcome to my everyday life.
No, I'm not doing it. And option number three, I can't believe this is real.
Including, would you believe it, painting windows with yogurt.
How are you this
Again, that was on the BBC. Well, I give up on watching mainstream media because of stuff like this. Absolute pointless things that don't benefit my life in any way, shape, or form. They do not speak for us, they do not represent us, and they do not have the best intentions when they supply us with information about what's going on in the world. I'm sick of everyone being controlled in my country, and then this is what they hear on a regular basis. Not just stuff like this. It gets worse, it gets dumber, and then next thing you know, you've got a country where 2/3 of the population are absolutely brainwashed. And this, when you look at it from an outside perspective, this is crazy. This is batshit crazy. That's twice I've sworn in a video. I do apologize, but this is what I put up with in my country. And this is the smallest, lightest possible example. This is just a tiny, doesn't mean anything. Now imagine when they start talking about politics, or when they start telling you about the world, and then they start telling you about different countries. Imagine the stuff that gets said then.
Your solution, rather than just admitting the Americans are onto something with this air conditioning shit, is to smear yogurt on your fucking windows. You want to make window cheese rather than just turn on an air conditioner. How do you not see how fucking insane that sounds? Like, one of your biggest talking points is air conditioning is expensive. How expensive is it to smear a new layer of yogurt on all the windows on your house and then have your house smell like curdled milk and still be hot as shit? I can't even begin to fathom the amount of desperation and misery the person that figured this out was experiencing. Do you know how fucking hot and sweaty and delirious you have to be sitting at home in your living room on the couch for you to finally go, I gotta do something. I'm gonna try smearing yogurt on my windows.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just threw up at my
Like, what are you doing? Just get an air conditioner, for the love of God. Oh my God. At this point, I'm convinced that air conditioning could prevent World War III if you guys would just do it. No wonder you guys are always starting world wars and dragging us into it. You're all fucking grumpy and hot 24/7. Get some AC and come up with a peace treaty.
There's literally nothing I can say to that one. I feel like I need to apologize, but like I'm on the wrong side of heaven, but the righteous side of hell here. Like I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Yeah, but I don't know why I feel like I need to apologize. He's going all in. I'm snorting when I laugh. Oh, that's so horrible.
I don't ever want to hear a European talk shit about America being dumb ever again. They always love to bring up like, oh, America has a bunch of gun violence, blah, 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 blah. Cool. More people are dying because you refuse to use air conditioning than Americans are dying from gun violence, all right? And by a lot, it's not even close. Europe is losing 175,000 people a year. To put that into perspective, America had roughly 60,000 people die in the Vietnam War. How do you not see how insane that is? Air conditioning at this point is like the cheapest, most cost-effective, life-saving technology on the planet, and you're just like, nah, I don't want it.
Those are some absolutely insane facts to think about, and as an Englishman, it's really hard not to even contemplate that that is somewhat intentional.
And the most beautiful part about all this is I know for a fact there's going to be a ton of keyboard warriors with a bunch of stupid talking points and smug comments in the comment sections, and this is going to get clipped and put on Twitter and Instagram and all these other places, and there's going to be all these comments, and you know what? None of those comments would be possible without air conditioning, because without air conditioning, the internet that you're using wouldn't function and the phone you're holding in your hand wouldn't have been able to get manufactured. You are proving my point that air conditioning is the most important invention of the 21st century, and if you don't have some, you should get some, and that's all I gotta say about that. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon. Links to both of those available over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang.
Hey, go support this man. Like, he went mad. But like, hey, rightly so. Okay, that was absolutely epic. He was not taking it at all, and you can see why. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous that we don't have air conditioning, like real proper in-home air conditioning. Why is it so difficult for English people, normal English people, to have air conditioning? I mean, it, like he just proved, it would save hundreds of thousands of lives. Like, come on, man, we really need it. Anyway, this has been an absolute pleasure to react to. It's been a while since I've done one of his videos. I don't think I've actually done one of his videos since I got the tattoo, which, by the way, the tattoo is coming along great. So because of this man, he helped me have to get this tattoo. I lost a bet and I had to get this tattoo. My 1776 tattoo, which I'm really proud of. It's healed up nicely. Everything's looking great. And you know what the worst thing about the tattoo, right? Is this, the St. George's Cross. I can see people looking at it out the corner of their eye, and I know I'm getting judged. But you know what? It's my country's flag, and I'm proud of it. So it doesn't mean anything the way they think. It means something the way I think. So, you know what? I'm proud of me tattoo. Why does the rest of it not offend you? Like, if you watch the explanation of what I did about all of this, this should mean something. This does mean something, but this one bit here, that's what they keep their eyes on. It's crazy. And you know, it's crazy thing is, I don't even know if the Fat Electrician has actually seen my tattoo video. Like, I've got no confirmation that he's seen it. He sent me just LOL on Instagram when I said, yeah, I got the tattoo. But I don't know if he's actually seen the tattoo. So that would be really nice if I had some confirmation that he'd seen the video of where I got the tattoo. But like, guy's like massive and he's busy, you know what I mean? So you can't hold it against him, man. Like, clearly he's working his ass off on doing so many things. I can only aspire to be and do what he does. Other than that, like, my channel, man, has been doing so amazing. We went past 100,000 subscribers. I got a play button. I couldn't imagine that. Like, literally like 4 months ago, I couldn't have imagined that in the wildest dreams. I did record myself unboxing it, and my kids and everything were all jumping up and down and stuff like that, and we were so happy and all sorts. But I wanted to put a video out there, like a thank you to you guys. So that's why I haven't posted it yet. So I'm going to put that thank you video out there soon. And the situation with my daughter is getting a lot better now. So I'm going to be posting a lot more often, I hope. And I'm so happy to get back to it, because this is a dream to me. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a normal dude. I got multiple jobs. I looking after my kids all by myself. Like, I've got a smoking hot girlfriend. I don't live with her yet, but we've been together 8 years, so I really should. But as soon as my kids are old enough, then we'll move in. I don't know why. Why am I telling you my life story? I don't know. But what I'm meaning to say is, for a regular, normal person like me, in England, it's very easy to get looked over. And the fact that we got the silver play button, like, when I say we, I mean we, like you guys in the chat and then me as well. We did this together, because I genuinely couldn't have done it without you guys. Like, you've been nothing but overwhelmingly positive and nice to me. It's something I enjoy, and I've had so many nice people reach out to me. My only regret about the whole thing is that I physically can't reply to all the messages. I can't, and I want to, and that's my only regret. I will continue still to this day to reply to as many things as I possibly can. And if I miss a message, like not just in the comments, I mean, if I am on Instagram or anything like that, like I apologize, and I really will get to it. It just, I didn't understand that there would be so many messages, and it is just people saying, hey, keep up the good work and stuff like that. That's the main thing of it. And that's actual support. That's not people asking for anything, telling me to do anything or anything like that. It's just people just being friendly. And that goes completely against the whole narrative of what we've been taught about America our whole life. And in fact, you guys have been nicer to me than I'm not going to go too in depth with it, but I just want you all to know, like, I'm extremely grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here. That video was epic. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Much love from my family to yours, and God bless you all. Thank you.